Good morning, Shubhodaya, Eldrigu Namaskara. Welcome back to an all new video. Cloudy weather in Namma Bengaluru today, but the star of our show is very bright. By that I already know today we have the Royal Enfield Flying Flea C6. Before we talk more of the video, I am waiting since I've got this bike yesterday to do something. If you can come closer, we are going to do it together. There is a sticker. Let's take it off protective film. One, two, three. How cool is that? This is the all new Royal Enfield Flying Flea C6. Now, before we talk more of the bike, everyone should know a bit of history about the Flying Flea. Now, if you don't already know, Royal Enfield, where you have this perception that all the bikes from Royal Enfield are big, are bulky and full of metal. But back in those times, during 1940s, during the World War II, Royal Enfield actually produced a very light motorcycle designed exclusively for the British Army, and they called it Flying Flea. Now, what was the beauty of this motorcycle was, during the World War II, they used to drop these motorcycles from the military aircraft to the soldiers below, and the soldiers, to save time, they would pick up and they would drive. Now, for the first electric bike from the brand, they decided to revive that piece of history and call it the Flying Flea. They could have gone with any other name, but they revived a piece of history, and that is in front of you, the Flying Flea C6. Let's walk around the bike and I'll tell you guys what and all I first noticed about the bike. So it's been almost a day since I bought the bike. I mean, thanks to Acclaim Motors Yelahanka again, courtesy of which I got this bike to experience it before the test ride starts. The test ride has already started. Those of you who are interested in this product or any other Royal Enfield in that matter, please go to Acclaim Motors. That is the best dealership, and I'm not saying it just for the sake of it. I truly mean it. Whatever Royal Enfield, my go-to place is Acclaim Motors. Now, let's have a walk around of the bike from the front. Now, as soon as you first look at the bike, right, it doesn't feel bulky at all. It's very compact, very sleek, very light. Now, even if I sit, when you first put your leg over the bike, what I felt was it does. I mean, we have this perception again that Royal Enfield are very bulk and big and this thing. Look at this. This is very slight. This is hardly, I think, 120 kilos, if I'm not wrong, hardly 120 kilos. And the design, talking about the design, Royal Enfield's classic 1940s design is still there. Look at the round headlamps, and then the iconic Royal Enfield teardrop design tank, the seat, the mirrors, everything is, tells you that this bike is from Royal Enfield, but of better quality, better design and better finish. Now, back in those days, Royal Enfield were criticized for their fit and finish, but today when I'm looking at this, they have come a long way, man. I mean, the finesse, the fit, the finish of this bike is just beautiful. I didn't notice any of the panel gaps anywhere. Now we are going through the bike, but before that, I think with this motorcycle, what Royal Enfield has done is they have taken their classic 1940s design strategy and they have inculcated modern tech and bought this beautiful piece of engineering for us. Now again, as you notice, this is an electric motorcycle. Coming to the numbers, I think it's about 3.9 kilowatt hour battery. The claimed IDC range is about 150 kilometers and the torque is around 60 Newton meters. Now, since it's an electric motorcycle, don't be fooled by the numbers. In electric vehicles, what happens is all the torque is available instantaneously. So it is very powerful, and with what I have ridden from yesterday, all I can say is it's a fun to ride machine. Now, again, coming to the front, the biggest thing that you notice from the front, even if you've seen any other motorcycle, is this suspension. Now, any other motorcycle uses telescopic forks, but this is not a telescopic fork. This, for those of you who don't know, is called Girder suspension. Now, what happens in telescopic fork? There are two tubes kind of a structure in almost all the bikes at the front part. But this one, again, this comes from the Royal Enfield's 1940s bike. They have retained that as well. That is why I say that they have revived a piece of history, not just the name. Now, the Girder suspension is supposed to be very tough and I'll tell you the advantages, but before that, let's take a look. So it has three particular parts. One is the main, the central coil, as you can see, and this is the aluminium holding arm, and then these are the pivots that connect these. So the beauty of girdle suspension is, right, I'll show it to you. So one more beauty is, see, I'll just move the bike and front. It doesn't, when you brake, when you hard brake, it doesn't dive front as in with any other motorcycle. So that is what I noticed, that the beauty of the girdle suspension. And even to look at, it's nice to look at, it's different. I mean, the whole part of this bike is, it looks very different. Looks are again subjective. And when I first saw this motorcycle, back when it was launched, when I first saw the image of this bike when Royal Enfield launched it, is I was like, what have Royal Enfield done? I'm being very honest here. I didn't like it from the pictures. But my image of the bike totally changed when I looked at it in real life. I mean, most of you would have noticed that it looks a little different, a little weird in the pictures. That's what, at least that's what I felt. But when you look at it in real life, right, it looks very classy, it looks very modern, and it looks very different. Now I would call it a lifestyle vehicle. I will come to that in a minute. But again, let's come to the side. After the girdle suspension, we have the side. Now Royal Enfield again has retained the teardrop tank design, their iconic styling, and here is the motor and the battery. So again, this is the Flying Flea logo, the new sub-brand for electric motorcycles from Royal Enfield. So this again indicates that the same Flying Flea history, that they used to drop motorcycles from the military aircraft so that soldiers could retain time and just pick it up and ride. Now coming to the back also is very minimal. What I liked is mostly is from the back. If you look the motorcycle from the back, it's very clean. There is minimal things here. The mudguard is clean. The indicators are LED, even the headlights. And the detailing that they've gone is they've put the logo here as well. If you can see, there's a parachute logo here as well. The rear looks pretty classy. I mean, so cool it looks. The color, everything goes very well. Now coming towards this side of the bike, this bike again is belt driven, not chain driven. Now I think that will save a lot of maintenance, no spraying required for the chain and all of that. So that is that. Here we have the foot pegs, and as I can see, I think this is a bit adjustable. You can move it a little front and back, and here they have the Flying Flea written. Coming towards the front, again the indicators, so classily placed. It's not placed next to the headlight to give it a more clean look. It's placed here below your handlebars. Now coming towards the top of the bike, I'll sit on the bike and I'll move forward so you guys can see. This is how the rider would look when he's riding the bike. Now this bike doesn't have a key, it is keyless. So this is the button, this is the speedometer, fully digital 3.5-inch TFT display, and these are all your switches. The switch gear is very premium, guys. I mean, it is too premium. Let's go through the switches. This is the mode button that you have here, so you can change the different riding modes from this button. This is the pass button, and you can switch to high beam and low beam. This is your rear brake. There is no brake pedal for the leg. This is the rear brake, and right side you have the front brake. Then you have the navigation button here to switch through different menus. This is the indicator button. Now notice that it is not a tilt switch, it is a button. So to turn on, you press it once, and you turn it off, you press it again. This is the OK button, again to select a particular menu, and this is the horn. On the right hand side you have the motor kill and ignition switch. This is the hazard light on the top. This is again to open the charging lid, and this is the microphone button for your phone connectivity, and there is cruise control on this bike. How cool. Now one more thing is this one. Look at the design of this. It's brown, it feels premium, it's very nice to hold and ride at. Royal Enfield have gone all in. You have adjustable front brake levers, we have adjustable rear brake levers, LED headlight in the front and the back, the indicators, and the seat. It is very comfortable, at least for the rider. Now you can remove this pillion seat so that you feel more stylish and more filmy when you're riding the motorcycle, or if you have a pillion, you can just add it and go together. Now there is one more utility part that I want to show you, and also the logo looks so cool. Flying Flea, Royal Enfield, again the parachute. Now, this here, when you see utility parts that they have thought so well. Now, when it's raining or anything, most of the motorcycles don't have a place to keep your phones. Now, Royal Enfield, if you press this, see, it opens up a lid where you can keep your phone. I will show it to you. So I can keep my phone like this. You can close the lid. It is a wireless charger, and I've tested it yesterday when I rode it in the rains. No water goes in, your phone is safe, it is charging, you're good to go. Now, how do you turn on the bike? Now it is keyless, I told. Also, there is one more button right here. It comes with a flip. So this is an emergency SOS button. So the Flying Flea has a separate app where whenever you get the bike and the bike gets registered under your name, you get the app access and everything. There you can put an emergency contact. Once you press this button, the SOS will go to the emergency contact. Now let's turn on the bike, shall we? This is the button. You have to press it once and see the logo lights up now. It says Flying Flea and it asks you to enter the pin. Here it shows the battery level, it is at 92% and 92 kilometers. So the claimed range is 150 kilometers. Again, it all depends on how aggressively or how you're riding the bike, depends on your riding style. But I would say, since the time I've ridden yesterday, a real range would be around 120 kilometers to 130 kilometers. So that might change. So if you want a detailed video like the ultraviolet, comment down below. We will take the bike for a longer ride and test the real world range. Now, let me enter the pin. Stay there. I have to not show the pin because of security breach. It's a touchscreen TFT display, and once you enter the pin, the loading screen loads and there's an intro sound and there's a parachute Flying Flea logo. And this is your console. Now I don't know how much of it you can see because it's quite dark and my shadows are falling. Okay, let's talk about the console now. So this is where it shows the time. This is the mode. Again, there are multiple modes. There is a personal mode where you can switch different riding modes. Suppose you are leaving the bike to get service, there's a service mode so that you don't have to share your code with the service personnel. And there is a vacation mode to conserve battery if you're leaving the bike somewhere and going. So all those are there. This indicates that. This is the side stand sensor, this is the ABS light, and this is the trip meter that shows this is the battery level, and there's a small line that shows how much of battery is there as well, depend on the percentage of the battery. This is the P, that means it's in park mode. Now let's go through the menus and show you different things. Let's go through the meter console how much ever we can. If you can come closer and show the meter console. So right now you can see account, and to navigate through the menu, right, you can use your finger. See, I can open the vehicle settings like this, or you can go back and use the switch control here to go back like this. Yeah, so that is how. So let's go through the menu. What are the different, this is the account, that is where you change your lock pin, etc. Then you have vehicle settings, then you have system settings, then you have vehicle modes. Let's check what are the vehicle modes you have. Again, this is the standard mode, the privacy mode, the incognito mode, the vacation mode, the service mode. Standard mode is what you will be riding the vehicle in. Vacation mode is again whether you're going out for a trip or a long vacation, then you can put it to that to save more of the battery power. And then service mode, again you're leaving the bike to service, you don't want to share your code what you have, then you can put the service mode so that it generates one every time. So let's go back to the riding modes. So let's check what are the different riding modes that we have. See, this is the cool one, guys. This is the custom. You can set it according to how you are going to ride this motorcycle. Let's check what are and all is present in the custom mode. Now I will click on edit the custom mode. See, you can set the ABS. Again, this motorcycle has switchable rear ABS. It has both front and back, but switchable rear ABS, so you can set it. There are 4 levels. You can set it from low to high. See, you switch it down, mid, low, and then rear off. So you can keep it at what you want. Next is the traction control. You can set it to high, mid, and low. So let's keep it at mid. This is the power. So power output, how much percent of the power output you want from the motor, 100, 90. So it goes at 10 intervals. So you can set it to whatever you want. This again is a throttle map, how aggressive you want the throttle to be. So you can set it again, it goes in 10 intervals starting from 10%, that is the lowest, it goes all the way up to 100%. Okay, that next we go to regen, coast and regen braking. Regen coast is again if you leave the throttle, how fast or how much the power it should keep moving. Regen braking is again if you leave the throttle, it will automatically brake as per all the electric vehicles, how much percentage you want that to be. So how cool is that? You can set whatever you want, make the changes and then click on save, click on OK and it is saved. Apart from the custom mode, we have city mode, we have the rain mode, we have the highway mode, we have the sport mode. So you're going to see how much speed it's going and all very soon. Stay tuned. Now let's go back to the previous menu. We have connections. You can connect your phone, mobile device, so that you can have your maps and everything. See, the touchscreen also is pretty smooth. Then you have general settings, customized shortcut bar for 1 2 3 4 buttons, and then about the device for all your software updates, everything. So this is the latest version, software version. Now let's go back. This is how the meter console looks. Now how do you change the riding modes? Now I'm sitting here, you can change the riding modes on the fly. Now to do that, this is the dial or button, whatever you want to call it, which has M written here. You can change it like this or like this. See, right now it is in custom mode, that you can see. I'll change it, it goes to city mode, highway mode, this is the sport mode and this is the rain mode. I think rain mode will have the lowest power output and the sport mode will have the highest power output. Now what else is there in the meter? It has some rider stats, trip meter, etc. Let's see what and all it has. So if you press on the stop button, again for you to operate on the settings, to change the riding mode, everything, the bike has to be in park mode and it has to be standstill. See, now if you press the down arrow button, once you connect your phone, you can access the Google Maps here, like the Royal Enfield, Himalayan and Guerrilla. You can see the maps here itself. You don't need a mobile device. You can keep your mobile device here and then see the maps here. It will be charging as well and you have maps as well. Now if you go to the next menu after the native apps section, you have the phone. Let's click on OK and see what and all is there in the phone. See, you have your recent, missed calls, favorites, and then keypad, and then you can dial from here as well. So I'll select keypad and then you can add the number and you can dial. Now this is pretty cool, guys. Now I'll go to missed calls and show you how it works. If I click on missed calls, see, it has all the whoever has missed calls. So I'll go back. Again, this is the phone. Next, what is there? Next is the weather. If you click on OK for the weather, it will show, I think, the weather. Again, it grabs all this data from your phone, so you have to connect your phone. Right now my phone is connected via Bluetooth to this. It's pretty easy to connect like your any other motorcycle. You can see here it is showing temperature like it would show on a phone screen. I have never seen this even on the Himalayan, I suppose. I don't know if it's there or not, but this is pretty cool. Now let's go back. See, it is showing 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy, and how much is the rain and the wind speed, etc. So that was all the native apps. Now let's go and see the statistics. If you press the left arrow, left navigation button, then this is how the battery percentage screen looks. It shows 92% battery here, and if you ride it in a conservative, this is cool, guys. This is first time I'm seeing an electric motorcycle that I have ridden. So in the conservatively, if you ride, it will go 112 kilometers. If you ride average, it will show 85 kilometers, and if you ride it aggressively, it will go up to 57 kilometers. That is pretty cool. Now apart from this, in the same screen you have the trip 1 meter, where it shows the kilometers you have traveled, the time, the average speed, the max speed that you have touched, about 113, and the kilowatt hour used. Next you have the TPMS, or the tire pressure monitoring system, the front and the back. So it has 25 in the front, 31 in the back. I think it's showing green because it is accurate now or correct. Now if you go down, vehicle health, say suppose if something is wrong or something, it will show up on the screen, I believe. And then you have the temperatures of the motor, the battery, and the motor control unit. And then if you go down, the service due, again 1000 kilometers, and if there are any errors, it will show up here. So this is the screen. Now the most important question, How would you start this bike? As you can see, there is only a motor turn off or turn on switch, but the bike is still in P mode. How do you turn it on? You sit on the bike, you raise the stand, and then right now it's in P. Now what do I do? Both the hands, I press the rear brake and the front brake together, and it turned to D. And if you can see, yeah, that's the D. And once it's in D, I just go. Let's switch to the helmet cam, shall we? Okay, now let's just start riding the bike. And the seats are very comfortable, even though it looks a little small, but trust me, it is comfortable. And then you sit on the bike recording. This is the things I like, guys. Small detailing. See, there's a parachute logo here. I don't know how much of that is visible. And then you press the power button, and then Flying Flea, you enter the code. The start sound is there, the logo loads up, Flying Flea, and then the speedometer comes. Press and hold both the brakes. D mode. Now let us ride it in the highway mode. Rain, sport, highway. So as soon as I sit on the bike, the first thing that I notice, right, the most evident thing is there is no brake pedal for my right foot. This is the rear brake and this is the front brake, so you have to get a little used to it to, to stop your leg from going to the brake pedal. Now it is very light. That is the next thing I notice. No, light and Royal Enfield doesn't go well, but it is light. See, so nimble. I'm just playing around this bike. I think it is going to be perfect for your city commutes and all. The power right now in the highway mode, it is just pushing me back, guys, even though it's in the highway mode. Now let me close and let's do a speed run on what is the top speed of this bike. Now the claimed top speed is about 115 kilometers. Now let us see. First of all, yes, it's recording. Change the mode to sport mode. Complete standstill. Oh, insane. I love the throttling on any electric bike, right? Even though 60 newton meters of torque may sound very less, but it is available to you instantaneously. 108, 109, 110, 111. Come on, come on, come on. 111 in the sport mode. And for even at this speed, I'm taking a corner here and the bike feels very well planted. And one more thing that I like about the Girder suspension is, say suppose I'm braking, you can see the girdle move, but there is no nose deep in the front like with any other bike. So you go like this. But see, even when I'm hard braking, the braking on the front is very low. That's what I like about this suspension. Now there are pros and cons to this suspension. Since Royal Enfield is one of the first motorcycles that at least in India or I have seen with this kind of suspension, it's going to be fun to ride this bike. Now can we saddle? Yes, you can saddle. It feels very light, guys. I'll be honest with you, when I first saw this bike in real, I don't know how many of you are here from Tamil Nadu or watch Tamil movies. There was a bike called Mofa or Luna, whatever you want to call it, from Royal Enfield. That it gave me that vibes. I was telling Rohit also that it looked like this, and he says that also is one of the design inspiration, which is very cool. See, I left both my hand. It feels very planted, even though it is very light. The suspension is nice. Now let's ride it in the So the top speed that I could do was 112 kilometers. Yesterday I had done 113, but again it depends on the weight of your weight, etc. So 110 to 115 is what you can expect. Now let's do rain mode. Yeah, I can see that the way the throttle opens, right, it is comparatively low. How much does it go though? Whoa, it goes past 70. I think it locks at 80, 81. So it goes up to 80. That is good. So the rain mode, the throttling and the power output is a little less. Next is the custom mode. Oh, this is the maximum power and the maximum ABS, everything. So again, this has that magic twist. So regen braking. Basically, if you twist the throttle in the opposite direction, it will slow down. Next mode is the, okay, wait, I have to go this way. City mode. Not as aggressive as the sport mode, but it is sporty. Nice. Front tire, low battery, visit garage immediately. Okay, one of the errors. I think the TPMS battery is low, I feel. Next we have the highway mode. Oh, okay. This the power is a little more than the city mode, but a little less than the sport mode. This is nice. Obviously, if I had to choose, I would choose to ride it in sport mode, because that is where the bike feels the most fun. See, sport mode. Nice. The buttons, everything feel very premium, guys. Royal Enfield again have come a very long way, because previously Royal Enfields were criticized for the kind of, fit, finish, the quality, etc. But now look at this. It's actually, if not better, in par with all other bikes. Nice. It's fun riding this bike. My cameraman is sitting there. I think this, the range that it shows, it keeps evolving with the way, I think it learns the way you ride, and based on that it shows the range. But it is a nice. So on the fly you can access your native apps like Google Maps, the phone. Since my phone is there, I'm not able to access, but weather. Oh, I think the weather, it doesn't require a phone connection. I was wrong earlier when I told that it drags the data from your phone, but it is showing up like this. There is wind speed, then there is the rain, and then there's the temperature. Nice. So to turn on the indicator, you press this button. You see that indicator glows. This feels a little getting used to, because usually all of us are used to pressing the button like this, that slider switch, and then like this. But again, you have to press this button again to turn it off. The speedometer is really nice. So on the fly also you can operate with your finger. Nice. So all other, one more thing that I noticed on this bike was, so all other bikes in general, to change the riding mode you have to leave the throttle and then change. But on this, when I'm holding the throttle, see, it is there. That again, if you do it by mistake, and if you are in the lower power mode, and if you suddenly open the throttle and switch, the bike is going to pull you like crazy. So you have to be a little aware about that. So what else have we got to talk? It's nice, guys. It's really nice. Now, for who is this bike meant for? Now, is this for everyone? I would say not, being 100% honest here, because this doesn't have the utility of the space, but it has the branding of the Royal Enfield, and it is a very very fun to ride machine. Now if you're doing those office commutes with no luggage or very one backpack or something, you can take this. The range is decent at about 100 to 150 kilometers. I would say realistically about 100 to 130 kilometers, I would say, if you drive on an average city wise, where you're going at around 60 70s and sort things like that. So it is good. But if you want to do highway rides on this, you can't, because it just has, even if you take the claimed range of 150 kilometers, it's very less. You have to keep charging it after every 100 kilometers, 110 kilometers. So I would not suggest this for highway riding. But that said, it is a fun to ride bike even on the highway, guys. I mean, the power, the torque, everything is so nice that you can take it on the highway and be in par with all other IC engine bikes as well. I mean, look at the power right now in the custom mode with full power. See, within no time it goes so nice and it feels so planted. I feel confident in taking the corner even when I hard brake. See, I'm not going front. That is the beauty of the Girder suspension. Royal Enfield have gone in all in for the tech, and it is very very well built. I particularly like the fitness, the finish, the finishing of the bike. I don't see any panel gaps or anything like that, which I've noticed in many other bikes. It's nice. The little detail that they have gone, it's beautiful. So you come to the stop, you turn off the battery, put the side stand. One more thing I liked is, even for this bike, they have given the center stand. So it's so light, guys, like one chintu mintu bike it is. It's going to be fun to ride this in the cities. See, this is how the bike looks. So classy. Okay, so now let's come to the pricing and other things. Let's go to Acclaim Motors and find out from the team there at Acclaim Motors on what is the price, other features that I might not know of this bike. Now this is not a review. This is the first impression of the bike and what I felt after riding the bike. I have not ridden this much, so these are my first initial impressions. If you want more videos on this bike, I sure can make it. Comment down below. We'll test it on the range and other things. So let's go to Acclaim now and talk to the team there at Acclaim. But before that, once again, there is this nice sticker. Let's peel it off. Flying Flea C6. Now we've talked a lot about this bike, but the most important thing, how do you charge this bike? There's nothing here, there's nothing anywhere, there's nothing in the front. Where do you charge it? This is very well designed and I like this bit. If you can come closer, this is where you charge, but how do you open it? There's no button here or anything. So see, there is a parachute button here which indicates that to fly you have to press this. So I'll just turn on the ignition of the bike and then press and hold. You have to press the brake and press and hold this, and then it automatically opens up. And here there is a dust cap, and then this is where you plug the charger. Now this has a onboard charger, so no heavy equipment required. It's just a cable. You can take it anywhere with you and then charge it. There's a nice bag given to this as well to carry your charger. I wanted to show how the cruise control works. Sorry for the audio, guys, I forgot the mic. So you go, you keep the accelerator and then you press it. See, now it is cruise. Again, if you want to disengage anything, press the brake or anything, it will disengage. What's your name? Sorry.
Yeah, my name is Jagdish.
Jagdish. Okay, guys, we have Jagdish from Acclaim Motors. So he is going to be explain a basic features of the new Flying Flea.
What this vehicle is? This vehicle is basically has a 224 cells, which is made of NCA batteries, nickel, cobalt, and aluminum, and this will give us a range of around 115. But as per the IDC, it is 154.
Okay.
And
So around 115 kilometers.
115 kilometers will be getting from this vehicle. And when we talk about the features, it has 5 modes as well. One is highway, city, rain mode, sports mode, and custom mode.
Okay. And what is the, how many variants are there in this bike?
2 variant, black and green is there.
Okay, so everything is same, only color changes.
The only color change.
This is green, this is black. And what is the pricing?
Price is 2,94,000.
2 lakh?
2,94,000.
2,94,000 on road price, including the insurance, everything.
Everything.
And what is the warranty on this bike?
Warranty is 3 years.
Okay.
And 30,000 kilometers.
Okay.
But we have an option called TAS. So in
Battery
that,
as a service.
Yes, in that we can additionally we can get the warranties and
Okay.
battery warranty as well as the shell warranty.
Okay. Both are same price or no?
No, both are same.
Both are same.
It is not different.
Okay. And 3 years or 30,000 kilometers is the
3
warranty.
years 30,000 and we can go for a TAS. Then the warranty we can increase.
Okay. Thank you.
For the shell and for the battery.
Thank you so much.